How we're getting on. So I've had this in the works for about a week. Basically, we're going to be covering what is a personal brand, how to get started as a beginner, mistakes people make, and what I struggle with as well. What would I do if I start again in creating content as a beginner? So this is really from a beginner's perspective. It's not anything fancy, anything that's going to fry your head or nothing like that. So firstly, who am I? Well, you might not know who I am. So ex-FIFO construction worker, documented my whole remote sales journey while in FIFO, failed a lot, spent a lot of fucking money as well on different business models, a lot, and then eventually moved into the sales side of things and then creating a personal brand. Kind of accidentally built a personal brand. Before I even went into the sales side of things, I was just posting content, just trying to document everything. And now I've got 40K plus followers combined on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So firstly, what is a personal brand? Because you probably fucking see everyone talking about it, but realistically, attention is the new currency. Like, for example, Conor McGregor here. What the fuck has he got to do with whiskey? He's created a personal brand, obviously, through MMA. Obviously, Mr. Beast there. What the fuck's he got to do with chicken nuggets and all that malarkey? But realistically, boys, attention is the currency. And, if you don't create a personal brand with your online business in 2025 onwards, you're going to fall behind to people who do. Because people buy off people who don't necessarily buy your product. They buy you. A personal brand is you. Your experiences, your struggles, and your personality, essentially. You are the face of your empire. A personal brand is a long-term game plan. A lot of people call it digital real estate. Without, like I was saying before, without a personal brand, you're going to fall behind 100%. So benefits of a personal brand, like I was saying before, people buy from people that they like. You attract opportunities instead of chasing. You aren't relying on anyone else if you know how to market yourself and monetization. So firstly, attracting opportunities. Obviously, that's networking. If you're in remote sales, landing remote sales jobs as well. And a big issue I see especially in the sales space, is when you land an offer, you are solely relying on that offer's marketing. If that marketing goes tits up, you're in the shit. Let's say they cut paid ads and you're fucked. You're not getting any calls or whatnot. If you know how to market yourself, then you're going to be sweet long term. But obviously monetization, obviously not everyone wants to be in remote sales. So the way to actually monetize your personal brand is either affiliating to an offer, creating your own offer, or brand deals. So how to get started as a complete beginner. So the three questions you should ask yourself is, who am I speaking to? Which is your niche. Why am I speaking to them? What's the goal of your content? How am I going to speak to them? So when people are first starting out, they really fuck this up. When they go into the niche, they make it very, very broad. That's the last thing you want to do. Now, you see people going like, I want to help 9-to-5ers lose weight. It's fucking bullshit. Like, how many people are going to be competing with if you do that? You've got to niche down on your audience. So even for me, it's tradesmen, mostly UK tradesmen. So when you're niching down, you've got to niche down like a lot smaller than just keeping it broad. If you speak to everyone, you're speaking to no one. And you see a lot of people flopping when they keep things really, really broad. And why am I speaking to them? Like, a lot of people just start posting content for the fucking sake of it. Like, what is the reason why you're starting? Because if you don't have a solid foundation on why you're posting content when you don't feel like posting, you haven't got anything to go off. You've got to have a big reason why you even start in the first place. And then lastly, how am I going to speak to them? Now, people only watch your content for two reasons, really. Either providing value or entertainment. And if you can do both, then you'll always be all right. But if you're just posting for the sake of posting, I know for me, when I first started, my views were pretty shit anyways. It's going to happen though, like, when you first start out. But I was just kind of video journaling everything, which is kind of good. But in the end, you've got to realize what value you actually bring to the table and why would someone stop scrolling on your reel? You're just posting for the sake of it. Don't expect much progress, So biggest mistakes people make when starting their personal brand: the wait to the perfect time, especially with fucking, getting all the equipment, the right camera, knowing how to edit. Who gives a fuck? Pick up the camera and start just fucking filming yourself, filming whatever in your life. Yeah, it's just another form of procrastination, waiting for the perfect time. Another thing is to rely on one platform. Now, especially recently, I've seen a ton of guys get their accounts took down. It's fucking heartbreaking to see, because you put your life and soul into creating your Instagram account, or maybe it's TikTok or even YouTube Shorts or whatever. And if it gets took down, that's your business gone. Like, you're fucked. What are you going to do then? Do you know what I mean? Especially for a lot of people at the start, it's only going to be organic content, so not paid ads. So even for me now starting out, just create an account on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram. That's what I'd suggest. Some people are moving to Facebook Reels as well. Post the same thing on all platforms, because if one of them gets shut down, you've got the other three platforms and whatnot. But now also I'm creating backup accounts. And when you're making a backup account as well, be careful that you're not using Meta Business Suite. If you're using Meta Business Suite and using the same email address for your backup account and your main account, one of the accounts get took down, Your Facebook's gone and your other accounts are took down on Instagram. Fourth, fucking their page is not personal to them. Now, what a lot of people do is they make a business page instead of a personal page. That's not a personal brand. I see even a lot of people in the make money online space, they make the whole page about the business model, which is good. Obviously, you've got to provide value in some sense, but people buy off people that are like boys. If you're just making tips on fucking, I don't know, let's say sales, tips on objection handling, who are you actually speaking to? Are you speaking to people that are wanting to get in the online space, or are you speaking to closers? It's the same with fitness. You know, any niche realistically, like you've got to just remember who you're speaking to. So yeah, bring your personality into it. What I do, my funnel anyways, is, well, I'll kind of dive into this in a second, is top funnel content, which basically means content that has nothing to do with your business model or what you're doing or whatnot. And then middle funnel is kind of your story, maybe hinting towards, you know, what you do online. And then bottom funnel is value. I do one of them a day, 3 reels a day. So don't make it all about the business model. Incorporate your fucking personality. People want to get to know you, your opinions. That's a personal brand. Like I was saying, shitty foundation, just aimlessly posting. You never just want to be fucking posting lazy content. And I've been in the trap of this a lot when you don't have content backed up. You wake up in the day and you're like, shit, what do I post today? And you're chasing your tail all day, trying to find content ideas, trying to remodel someone, you're trying to film, script, edit the whole fucking day, and it's exhausting, like, and then you end up putting out lazy content. That's the last thing you want to do, like, and I'll kind of dive into how to combat that in a second as well. And like, lastly, is the focus too much on making money instead of building a brand. So I know a lot of people that are first starting out fucking shit scared to post the first video, which I completely understand. I was in the same boat for a long time, like. So I struggle with opinions with families, friends, work colleagues, fucking hate comments, especially when I was first starting out. And then also comparing themselves to other people. And you give up before you even starting. Realistically, boys, everybody is in a different fucking stage of their personal brand. When you're first starting out, don't compare yourself to someone who's been doing it for like 3-4 years. They've got the fancy cameras, they've got the fancy fucking mics. Realistically, the simpler the better, like. And I think that this is why most people give up a few weeks in from posting, is because they compare themselves or the opinions of other people, you know, get in the fucking head. Who gives a fuck? The only people you should be caring about is people who've actually done this before. And hate comments, everybody's going to get that eventually. Maybe not at the start, but later on. The way to combat that is just, well, realistically, I don't even look at them. But if you always look at sometimes I have a bit of fun, look at the profile, that'll tell you fucking everything about that person who's posting the hate comment, boys. They're absolute fucking bums. So don't worry about that. Another thing, which I do sometimes, and I fucking need to stop myself, and I say other people do, and it cringes me, and I cringe at myself and I cringe at other people, is copying other people's personalities. It's only you can be, you can't be anyone else. And it's quite hard to do this, especially if you're remodeling someone else's piece of content and they've incorporated their personality into it. It's quite hard not to copy their personality, their mannerisms, and the way they basically made that video. I'm guilty of this sometimes, but realistically, you've just got to find your own flow with things. And also, just getting caught up with likes, views, and followers, don't fucking worry about that, especially at the start. It's about just documentation, getting in the rhythm of actually posting. And lastly, obviously, inconsistent posting. I'll kind of move on to that in a sec. So, how to post content as a beginner, speak to the fucking camera. The amount of times I see people starting out content and they're trying to get around not speaking to the camera. It's not a personal brand, boys. If you're just going to do 7-second reels, look, it can be good with a bit of B-roll. You know, even for me, it does go fucking viral sometimes, especially if it's like relating to my avatar, target audience. But speak to the camera. People want to get to know you. If you're not going to speak to the camera, you're never going to build a personal brand. You're never going to fucking make progress with it. I've seen a ton of guys and trying to make their Instagram look good, but realistically, you've posted 200 reels and no one knows a fucking thing about you. Now, I guess you can kind of funnel your YouTube, but I don't get why people don't speak to the camera even on short form. So make sure you do that. Like, and obviously, second, like I was saying before, documentation. So when you're first starting out, what I'd do is like a video journal. That's what I'd do anyways, which is day 1, day 2. Make a little fucking series. Yes, you're probably not going to get many views. Yes, people probably aren't going to give a fuck necessarily, but when you look back, you could look back at your own progress. Also, when you do blow up, which will happen eventually, people can look back and be like, actually, hang on, this guy's pretty serious. Like, he's been posting consistently. He's actually done a fucking series. And this isn't just about making money online. This could just be a video journal, day 1, whatever. Just give people a past to look at. If you're just going to be inconsistent and not posting every day, then when people come to your profile, I know for me anyways, if I'm interested in someone, I stalk the fuck out of them. I look back at the very first video, I go on the YouTube, I try and find out everything about them. And if you don't have that there, or you're inconsistent, or you're doing fucking B-roll shite, no one's going to know who you are. Because the last thing you want is to start posting content just because you've got results. I'll post content when I've fucking made 10K a month. No one gives a fuck when that happens. no one can relate to you. People only relate to people who are in a similar position to them. But yeah, so start fucking making content before results. I wish I could go back and just film myself at work more often, because once you do get to that level where maybe you're coaching or whatever in your online personal brand or whatnot, you can use all that B-roll from back then. You can use all this fucking, it's credibility essentially. And people can relate to you knowing that you were in their position before. Also, a lot of people are fucking shit scared to say their opinion online. Now, you've got to think of it like this. What's the worst that's going to happen, right? I know my mentor anyways, he always says to me, the best way to go viral on the internet or to build an audience is have 50% of people fucking hating you, which sounds terrible, but 50% of people will fucking love you. You don't want to be that person that's liked by everyone. Like I was saying before, if you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one. No one's going to fucking relate to you, you know? Have an opinion. I respect a lot more people. I respect people that have an opinion. There's nothing worse than someone who just sits on the fence with everything. And it's fucking boring to watch as well. So have a bit about you. Don't say things you don't believe in, but just say your opinion. I bet you all have opinions that you could talk about. And especially your top funnel content, which is not about your business or whatnot. Maybe it's politics, relationships, whatever. Speak about it. Speak about your experiences. Get vulnerable as well. You know, people want to see that side of you. Have an offer to your personal brand. If you're able to be vulnerable in your content, what do you think your DMs are going to look like? People are going to open up to you. People are going to be able to trust you. But if you're just going to put on this facade, like you've made it, you've got everything figured out, no one's going to fucking open you up to you in the DMs. And obviously, fourth, simple editing. You don't need the flashy edits, nothing like that. That'll come with time. Even for myself now, I don't even have an editor. I edit all my own reels. You don't need fancy editing whatsoever. So don't become a perfectionist with that. Just fucking post. And I'll kind of dive into that in a second. And then lastly is 3 to 5 simple videos a day. That seems like a lot, but realistically, with the algorithm now on, especially Instagram, volume over quality, like just pump out them fucking videos. Just pick up the camera and film. Don't think about the editing. Just start documenting any thoughts that you have. Like I was saying, what would I do if I started again? So this is like, what the fuck was going on before? Like, I just pick up the camera. I had no editing or nothing. I fucking cringe sometimes. I look back at it like, but I have a ton of people in my DMs that have watched me from the start or do their own fucking research on it, and they can go back from day one, my first ever video, and look up. And I actually enjoyed making content more when I had an idea, picked up the phone, started yapping, posted it, didn't think about it. For me now, I'm guilty of overthinking my editing, overthinking all this and fucking shit. Just pick up the phone and yap, man. Like I was saying, film more of my life before I had results. I kind of went through all of that anyways. But yeah, be omnipresent. YouTube Shorts. There's a girl in my network. She never posted any long form content on YouTube. And we all know like how hard it can be on YouTube to get subscribers. She was just posting everything that she's posting on TikTok and Instagram onto YouTube Shorts. I think she's doing about 3 reels a day. And she simply just got 10,000 subscribers just from posting YouTube Shorts. So don't underestimate YouTube Shorts, like, because you can get subs from it. Now, short form content as a beginner. Now, if you follow me, you probably think, fuck me, your content, you just repeat yourself. I'm sick of it. On average, 85% of your viewers will be non-followers. There's a reason why you should keep repeating your story. Realistically, boys, like if someone's new to your account, they don't know who you are. So in every 3 reels, you should be explaining your story, where you came from, what's happened, what made you do what you do, because people need to get to know you when they see the profile. Because when someone clicks on your profile, they're going to go to your top 3 reels. Statistically, they go to your first 3 reels instead of your highlights. Also, you with your stories and stuff as well. That's a different ballgame. With your stories, I'd say 10 to 15 stories a day. Depending if you have an offer or not, I'm kind of going into more advanced stuff here, but CTAs or whatever, I'll kind of ignore that for now. But like I was saying, 3 to 5 reels a day. What time shall I post? I get this question all the fucking time in my DMs. What time shall I fucking post? Doesn't matter at all. I get all these fucking gurus online that really focus on the nitty gritty details of this. If your content's good, it'll get pushed out. You know, either way, you're going to get 200 views because the algorithm pushes us out of that. If you get less than 200 views, you're going to be... My light just turned off. Hang on, boys. What the fuck happened there? I'll keep on going. So, like I was saying there, don't know why that just happened, but 3 reels a day or whatnot. But for long form, so your long form most likely should be for your value-based stuff, right? So a lot of the time in my short form, I won't speak about much of the business model or getting in the nitty-gritty details of things. Realistically, in your short form, you should really make things sound accessible and easy for your audience to implement. Just something they can get up and going with. Then you funnel them all to your long form. So with your long form, I know a lot of people do 2 a week. They'll do 1 like more business model, whatnot, and then 1 more documentation. I know some people actually post every day documentation. For me, I'd rather just put that in a short form. There's only so much you can fucking speak about, do you know what I mean? So for me now, I just do 1 yap a week, just talking about life or whatnot, and then 1 business model. Just provide more value. and then funneling all my short form to my YouTube. YouTube is the key. And even for myself, I need to put more effort into that. Because if you have an offer, the worst leads are going to be coming from fucking TikTok and YouTube Shorts. That's for fucking sure. Because they're fucking retards that go on there. So if someone's willing to watch through a 10 to 15 minute YouTube video of you yapping on, they're going to be able to, they're going to be taking action on whatever your offer is or whatnot. So really fucking focus on long form. But yeah, now, if he's got any questions, this isn't like a massive masterclass or whatnot. But if you've got any questions, just flick your mics on. I know even for now, but this is for YouTube as well. Like, so let me know if you've got any questions, boys. Anyone have any questions? Go on, Ryan.
Yeah, so see, like in terms of like personal branding and stuff, like obviously I know you do sales and marketing, but like what would you say like the I guess the biggest niche would be for most people that do like personal branding, whether it be like through coaching, consulting, or like just influencing? Like what would you say is like probably the most successful?
The ones that put the personality into it. I know like, I like it, like James Smith style of content and stuff, like the PT. Like he's just himself, isn't he? People try and sell on logic too much in the content and the business model and whatnot, but just be yourself. Like I think there's a guy called, what's he called again? TGR. Do you know who he is? The trading guy?
No, I don't.
All right, okay. Well, have a look at his content anyways, right? 99% of his content, he doesn't even fucking talk about trading, but he just talks about his life, just funny shit. Same with fucking he's not really a joke, but HS Tickets, he's an affiliate for a trading thingy, right?
Yes.
He has half a fucking, is it 500,000 in a Telegram group? When the fuck do you ever see him posting how he does trading? I don't even think he does it. He's just an affiliate, right? So
yeah, it's always like OnlyFans chicks, and he's like swipe up to see the full video.
yeah, but this marketing's not a bit fucking sketchy. Like, obviously, he gets people in the Telegram group and whatnot, but look, it's clear that people buy from him because they like him. If they like him, they don't really give a fuck about the product. They're just going to fucking buy it. Obviously, make a good product as well, like whatever your offer is. But it just goes to show this game isn't about logistically who's got the best offer. This game is about who can market the best. Do you know what I mean? Who can get themselves out there? How far can you put your content out? And then, how can you get people to like you? Like I was saying before, 50% of people who probably fucking despise you, 50% of people who like you. At least you're going to get more of a cult-like audience instead of, yeah, he's all right. I've seen his Instagram, he's all right. Fucking stand out from the crowd, man. And also,
Yeah.
like I was saying before, niching down. If your niche is too wide, you're going to be competing with way too many people. So niche down on, like really niche down. But yeah, that's why
Yeah.
it's like,
And like I've tried like clothing brands and stuff before in the past, but like the thing that always like caught me out and is the most amount of money was not even like suppliers, but most of like actually running like paid ads and stuff. Like if like it cost me a shit ton. But obviously like personal branding like seems like it's more like organic and stuff. Like would that help with a clothing brand or
like paid ads definitely work 100%, but I think what people do is they go into the paid ads maybe too early. I mean, the organic's not quite there yet. Realistically, if the view on paid ads should be the organic should be at a certain level, like a decent level, and then you should add fuel to the fire with paid ads. For me, I've never done paid ads. I don't think I ever will, but I understand paid ads as well. You jump.
but like have you ever like seen anyone like actually have like success with like clothing brands like with their personal brand? Like because obviously like I seen there at the start it was like Conor McGregor's his whiskey. Like nobody gives a fuck about like proper 12 really. It's just more so like oh it's Conor McGregor's drink and Mr. Beast's food. So like if somebody like have you ever seen anyone with like a good following actually be able to like set up like clothing brands and businesses and stuff like just simply from like the who they are as a person?
I've seen clothing brands initially. I think Ben Francis, the owner of Gymshark, he obviously has, if you look at his Instagram, he has a personal Instagram than Gymshark. People, if you know Gymshark, you know Ben Francis. I don't know if he started a personal brand first, then Gymshark, or Gymshark's first, then him. I'm not too sure. But when I think of Gymshark, I think of him. He's kind of the face of his empire, if you know what I mean. So that shit there as well. Even just the likes of stupid stuff like Elon Musk as well. Why the fuck's he going on all these podcasts for? Like, do you know what I mean? He's clearly wanting some sort of power. He wants people to like him. Donald Trump. Why is he going on Joe Rogan for? It's still technically a personal brand, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why the fuck are these rich people? They've already made the fucking money. Why the fuck are they going back into making a personal brand? That's because the power is in being liked, essentially, or well known. That's the real influence. That's the real power. Money's not the real power. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like even like Eamon Gadji, like I know he's got like his own like sunglasses and well, maybe not sunglasses. I think it's like blue light glasses, and
Yeah.
then he has like an energy drink. I was actually gonna buy it literally just because of him, but it was like the big day or some shit it's called. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. Like KSI and Logan Paul. Shit like that, do you know what I mean? It's a long-term game plan, a personal brand. Like you might, especially when you're the first starter, you might not know fully the path yet with it. But then if you build an audience of people that just like, 10 years down, 5, 10 years down the line, no matter what avenue you go down, you've got a business ready for you. You've got an audience just sat there with people who trust you. So you can sell them essentially anything. Obviously, it makes sure it fucking benefits your audience. Like, it just sets you up for whatever avenue you go down. And
Yeah.
see people kind of holding back on posting videos at the moment. And you've got people in certain spaces, whether that be sales, fucking whatever, people who don't necessarily know more than you, that are making more money than you because they can market better than you. Do you know what I mean? Yes, Trav, I need to unmute you.
So just going back to your point on the paid ads, Jared, like why is paid ads not something that you consider at the moment if it's guaranteed to bring traffic to your profile?
Look, like I'm not against paid ads at all, but for me, it's like my organic's doing good enough. Like I don't want. There is a theory that if you do paid ads, it can damage your organic content. I don't know if that's fully true because I see all the top guys in the spaces now doing paid ads. But
Yeah.
for me, like I'll always just reflect on why if my video flops over a period of time or whatnot, there's something wrong with my videos. I'll kind of fix that first. But I understand why people do it. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd imagine like even with like paid ads and stuff, like you're kind of only really people don't only really click on it if like they actually are like fully interested. Whereas like if they maybe like they like you and as a person, they'll actually hit you a follow a lot more common. But yeah, like I was even looking at my like one of the guys I watch on TikTok, Simon Squibb, we call him. I'm sure you've probably heard of him, but yeah, like his personal brand's like cool as fuck because it's pretty much like where he asks people their dream, and then he like anyone that he thinks actually he believes and he backs in, he basically invests into them to set up their business, and he holds a share of their business. So like it's fucking genius because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
basically like fucking Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, only like on TikTok. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, 100%. He just popped out of nowhere as well. Like, do you know what I mean? I can't fucking even remember him like a year ago, really. But he's already made his money. Why the fuck's he posting videos? Doesn't make sense. I see there's a few people like that now. Already rich, posting videos.
Millionaires invest into systems and billionaires
Mm.
invest into people.
And the one thing, like, what's kind of missing with personal branding, I think, is everyone's trying to make out like they know everything. And it's like, that's when you kind of get labeled as the guru. And I think obviously people just need to be a bit more vulnerable in just themselves. I've seen a lot of people, especially mostly in the sales space and stuff. It's like almost like a fucking battle, reacting to each other's objections. And then it's like, realistically, they're missing out on, well, who are you speaking to? People that are wanting to get into sales. They don't even know what objection handling is. Do you know what I mean? It's like, they just want to know someone that they can relate to, they could trust to introduce them to the space. But yeah, it's a weird phase at the moment, like with personal branding and stuff. I just think people aren't including their personalities enough. Everyone's kind of remodeling each other, and then no one really knows who each other are. And people are scared to be vulnerable in the content as well. So yeah, and even I need to fucking listen to myself sometimes, like, but yeah. Boys, have we got any other questions or whatnot? If not, I'll end it there. Like, I'm going to be doing this every week. And next week, I'm probably be doing like sales. Boys?
Yeah, Jared, I've got a quick one actually.
Yeah.
In terms of content, sort of what's the split that you do, like free value to just sort of like generic, random, all that sort of stuff? Like, how do you split it up?
What do you mean, like top funnel, middle funnel, bottom funnel, like business model side of things to non-business model, or?
Yeah. So like, for example, say like a day in the life and that sort of stuff, and then providing actual value. Like, how do you split that up?
Yeah. So at the moment, I'll do one top funnel, which is like nothing to do with the business model. But when I'm providing value, it's quite hard. Obviously, you don't really want to go over 60 seconds in a reel. Ideally, it's only 45 seconds. So there's only so much you can do in there. With the bottom funnel, which is more value-based, I'll just quick implementing steps for the audience. It could be something really simple. Like, I know a lot of people are fucking, job posts or whatnot, but realistically, you can still get a job with a job post. It's just something that the audience can do in that moment, watching that 45-second reel. It's called like a bird's eye piece of content, something they can implement. So I'll do one of them a day. I'll do day in the lives. I'm 50-50 with it because I'll get views on it, right? But I'm also like, what's that actually doing for the business? What's it actually doing? Because I'm thinking no one can relate to me being in Dubai. Do you know what I mean? And I almost feel like a bit of a dick doing it. And also it takes a lot of time to edit it. Getting your B-roll through the whole day, doing the voiceover, it can be a bit of a fucking pain in the arse. So I'll do it the odd time. I used to do it every day when I was in Bali. And to be fair, people would come in and be like, how the fuck's he doing this? But yeah, I'm 50-50 on it at the moment. So yeah, one value piece and then two avatar related. So something that's really going to speak to the avatar, whether that be some B-roll or just talking about life, and something that for me, obviously it's tradesmen, UK lads, something that what they'd be struggling with, their pains or whatever, whether that be fucking relationships, alcohol, motivation, just something that I've struggled with, something that my 18-year-old self would have wanted to see, if you know what I mean. But that's how I do it anyways. How is your split at the moment?
To be honest with you, it's a bit all over the place. I'm really lacking on the content sort of side of things. It's between 1 to 2 sort of reels a day. And I'm trying to do three values a week, or sort of like a educational sort of side, and the rest is generic sort of like stuff that people can relate to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. With what I struggle with especially is trying to obviously ideation, which I'll probably do a masterclass on that as well, like content ideas, how to get ideas, and also filming and editing. So the best way to go about it is task batching. So on a weekend, so tomorrow I will script out like about 25 reels. And what I'll do is I'll film them all on the Sunday. And then during the week, I can just edit them and then get them out. So it's not like every day I'm having to wake up and be like, fuck me. It's like it becomes a chore, doesn't it? Creating content in the end. And that's not what you want to do. So if you just task batch, turn everything off, 4 hours, write script. What I'll also do is I'm going to create a video on how I script. So I use AI. I don't even I'd say 90% of my reels, I copy off someone else and then I'll reword them with my own story or with my own, I'll just put my own shit in there. So I don't really actually come up with any ideas realistically. And basically it's a website called Optic AI. You put like an Instagram URL in there, maybe a reel you want to copy, stick it in there, and the AI will obviously detect the audio and make a script for you, exactly what that person was saying in the reel. Then what I'll do is I'll copy and paste that, put it in my Notion, which is where I put everything, and then I'll just either reword it in ChatGPT or I'll just stick my shit in there and just, I want to take that sentence out, why not?
Can I message you on Instagram so you can DM me those links?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'll probably make a YouTube video on it as well, on how to script like 25 reels in like 2 hours or something. Because scripting should be pretty easy. Filming's what's going to take the longest amount of time, I'd say. And if you don't script, I don't script for every single reel. I'll just come up with a hook, whether that be like a yapping video where I'm just talking about shit. I wouldn't script that, like, because I feel like when you script things as well, it can be a bit robotic. Like, you can't help it sometimes. Is that something you struggle with, do you think? Thinking of ideas and stuff, or I think it's gone anyways? I can't really see the chats, like the people who... Boys, have you got any other questions on this? Would you rather, this sort of stuff again? What does that look like? Sales, yeah. What would be a good idea for you, do you think? What would you like to see?
I've sort of looked into like appointment setting before in the past, so yeah, definitely like appointment setting. And
Yeah.
then like the closing, yeah, it's cool, like, but it's probably like pretty pretty tough to learn as well.
Yeah. I'll do an appointment setting one just from the absolute basics. Not necessarily, necessarily doing it, but getting into it anyways and how to start it. Because obviously there's a lot of information on how to get up and going with things. So I can't really fit it all in one, but a beginner's guide on getting started in it. And then landing rules and stuff, that's a different ball game, isn't it? So I'll do like another video for that. But yeah, this is my first live masterclass, boys. So not gonna lie, I was shitting myself before, but we're gonna be doing this every week because I just want to provide as much value as I can to everyone. And obviously the numbers will just start picking up every week. But yeah, thank you very much, boys. I'm in like the dining centre and the just lights turned off. So yeah, if there's any other questions, reach out to us on Instagram and I'll get back to you.
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you, Jared.
All
Thanks,
good.
mate.
Catch us in a bit, boys.